Hello there, guys. And in this tutorial, we are going to talk about how to measure time it takes for your program to execute. Okay, so if you're a software developer, you sometimes want to know how much time does your program need to execute. And before I actually begin this tutorial, I want to say that if you're a software developer, you also know that you can call some functions within your source code that actually enable you to measure the time, right? Or either of the entire program or a specific part of your program. But this command can get handy sometimes where you don't want to recompile if you're using a compile language, or where you just kind of want to quickly test how much the entire program is taking up. I think this command can be useful. Okay, and even if you're a regular Linux user, maybe you want to know how much time a command takes to execute, albeit most likely not. Okay, this is just too fancy for you. Okay, again, so this is how you can measure how much time a command or a program takes up. And basically you can just write time and then you write the program name. Now I'm going to write how much time does my ls command take up, and here I get some results. Now what do these mean? Real time is the amount of CPU time from starting the call to finishing the call of the process. This includes the time your process waited for some resource and the time the processor was executing other processes. Okay, because as we talked about, your processor can execute other processes, not only this process. Basically what happens is this: your processor may be executing this process, and then what can happen is some other process may jump in, your processor executes a little bit of that process, and then comes back to your process. Okay, so that's what can actually happen. User time is the amount of time spent within the process. Okay, and sys is the amount of CPU time. So we're talking about CPU times in all of three of these here. Sys time is the amount of CPU time spent in the kernel within the process. And what that means is that when a process, as we also discussed before, is doing some system-related activities that it can't do itself, it calls the operating system or the kernel to do that thing on its behalf. Okay, so for example, if it has to access a device, it doesn't access the device itself, but it actually kind of tells the operating system, hey, could you access that device for me? Okay, so we talked about that. If you wanted to do some stuff that only the kernel can do, you call the kernel function to do that, and then this gets added up to sys_time. Okay, so that's basically what I just said. And the CPU time your process takes up is user plus sys_time. Okay, so if you actually add up these two times, user and sys_time, you get the CPU time your process takes up. Okay, so again, this is only for the hardcore Linux users here, for software engineers here, software developers, and for others, it's really not that useful. Okay, so thank you for watching. I hope you will continue watching this awesome series, and I will talk to you in the next tutorial. Talk soon.